Julian Ruck, 1423 Lapeer Avenue, Polly's Place. Today marks 476 days since this mayor illegally ejected Kevin Linke during his public comment. As all but Councilmember Haremza were there, you remember I stood up and cited the Supreme Court precedent, which the city attorney still doesn't seem to understand, that makes it illegal to do that. But it was done anyway, and then I came down and gave my 4 minutes, where I was cut short 23 seconds as well, a twofer. That was illegal. Everything since has been under the shadow of that illegal movement by this mayor. The footage from that evening is still not on the city's YouTube channel. If you go to Great Lakes Accountability, a different YouTube channel, somebody filed a FOIA and got the footage, the city's very footage, so the city has the footage. It has been willfully suppressed and the public record falsified by this mayor for 476 days. It's real easy to blame the crazy hippie gardener guy as a troublemaker when you hide footage of throwing the first punch. Nothing I have done here has been illegal. It's rude, allowed to be. If you do bad things, this is the space where the public gets to come forward and say, hey, you're doing bad things. And nothing has been worse than that. And this ongoing narrative defaming me on public record is all based on a lie. An ongoing lie for 476 days. You don't like me because I hold you accountable for that. And as one of the 2 people who were illegally ejected, it is incumbent on me to do so. Even though it's more your jobs than mine. But I cannot let that precedent stand. This city cannot let that precedent stand. You cannot allow a future mayor to do the same things because, hey, that's what we do around here. I am not the bad guy. Today, in the past few days, I've given away probably about 100 pounds of produce to people, strangers mostly, coming to the garden. When the power went out with the windstorm, families came to me because they lost food and they came to me. The community is thirsty for what I've been doing, and you've been painting me as the bad guy when everyone who's been to the garden knows better. Councilmember Lamb, the last word I had from you, person to person, was in the garden when you said, as a nurse, you 100% support urban agriculture in Port Huron. That's the last I've heard from you. And I've also seen you try to claim that I'm the one that destroyed the decorum of the space. And I am not. She is. And you guys have let it continue. What more is there to say? Councilmember Haremza, you're the only link. You weren't a part of that. I would assume that you think it is not appropriate for that footage to continue to be suppressed or for this ongoing lie about me being the bad guy to continue. Yeah, well.
And I will declare public comment closed.
Madam Mayor, if I could.
Yes.
I just want to respond to one of the public comments made tonight about a video that is not on our YouTube website. We are not obligated to have a YouTube website. A couple of years ago, we started a website.
Okay.
Take your ball and go home.
You don't have to post it even though you post every other meeting?
Take your ball and go home.
Yeah, whatever.
So we are not obligated to have a YouTube website. For the effort of transparency, we started a YouTube website several years ago so that we could live stream. So we live stream on Comcast, but the truth of the matter is that Comcast is a very small fragment of our market segment in Port Huron. Most people have Dish Network or another type of service, and so we figured YouTube live streaming would allow more people to have access to our videos online. It's not something we're obligated to do in the Open Meetings Act. It's just something we above and beyond did as part of a transparency effort. We had the video is not online because we are not going to knowingly and willingly republish defamation, because we could become liable and the taxpayers of Port Huron could be liable. You can come to public comment, say whatever you want, fine. But don't force us to republish that and accept the liability. And so if anybody wants to FOIA that video, which numerous copies are on the internet and they assume the liability of publishing it, you can come in, FOIA it, we'll give you a copy for free. It's out there, anyone can have it. As for Mr. Ruck claiming that his time was cut short, as you know, the video has been FOIA'd and viewed by many sources. He actually exceeded his time at that evening by, I believe, several seconds. I sent out the exact count. So he was never cut short. So the issue I have is this. It is unfair to malign and slander our mayor for decisions that she's not making. The mayor rep has nothing to do with that decision. The mayor and council have nothing to do with that decision. And so I think it's unfair. You all see the public comments we have here from Mr. Ruck. What you don't see is the harassing, defaming emails that are sent to the mayor and council at all hours of the night, multiple times a day. This notion that we haven't met with him or will not give him time, blatantly false. In fact, the mayor met with him, I think, more than 2 hours and 20 minutes. I timed it. I wasn't in the room just so he would have a safe space to say his piece. I believe the chief of police was there. The more we meet with him, the more we're attacked. We can't assume that liability. We support community gardens. They're all over the city. I believe 12 to 13. What we won't do is partner with someone who poses a liability to the city. And so that's all I have to say. But I just, I can't sit here and allow an honorable mayor who's served the people well for 14 years to be maligned and slandered like that. So if you have a complaint, that drops on my desk.